What's going on, people? I hope everybody is doing good. So, I wanted to hop on here real quick, man, to talk about this story I just came across out of Alabama. Stick around. You're going to want to hear this, okay? You're going to want to hear this. Now, I'm going to be reading this straight from the phone, so excuse me if I slur over a word or anything like that. Now, when I was in 8th grade, they said I read at college level, so I may be all right. But we're going to dive right into this, okay? This is according to NBC News. The title of the article is Judge Orders Alabama Driver to Apologize or Face Jail for Telling Cop, Get Your ASS Out of the Way. All right? You all heard that. Let's jump into the article, man. An Alabama man who told a police officer, get your ASS out of the way after he was ticketed during a traffic stop last year says he was ordered by a judge to either apologize to the officer for having cursed at him or face up to 30 days in jail. Talk about free speech, okay? But Reginald Burks said he is prepared to sacrifice his freedom because he believes his First and Eighth Amendment rights have been violated. And I believe it too, Reginald Burks. I believe it too. The article goes on to say he contends that his freedom of speech has been imposed upon and that he is facing a cruel and unusual punishment. I agree. Now, the article goes on to say while Alabama law prohibits using abusive or obscene language in public, Burks has not been charged with disorderly conduct, and he does not believe the word ASS is barred under the law. Okay? The reason I'm saying ASS, guys, is because I do not use profanity whatsoever. Okay? But let's continue. Burks then went on to say it's not a curse word. Okay? He said ASS is not a curse word. Okay? Burks, 39 years old, said in an interview Monday, it's in the Bible. Okay? And I agree with Burks. It is in the Bible. Okay? Because we remember Samson used the ass of a donkey to whoop some Philistines. Okay? But let's continue. The article goes on to say on December 13th at approximately 7:38 a.m., Burks was stopped by a police officer in a small town of Ozark in southeast Alabama. Okay, Alabama. Why am I not surprised? Okay. He was stopped while he was taking his son and daughter to school. So this is Reginald Burks right here. Okay. The article goes on to say Burks, who lives in Skipperville, about 10 miles from Ozark, said he had gotten out of work at 4 a.m., slept for about 2 hours, and woke up to get his kids, who were 14 and 8 at the time, ready for school. Okay, sounds like a good father doing his fatherly duties. Okay. The article goes on to say Burks said the officer who pulled him over told him that he had been driving above the 25 miles per hour speed limit. Without being specific, Burks didn't believe that to be true. All right. So he said he asked the officer how fast had he been traveling. Okay. He said the officer told him that his radar gun was broken, so he used the cruise control on his vehicle to estimate Burks' speed. My God, what did you find him? Burks said he told the officer that he didn't find that a credible approach and to just write him a ticket. And I don't find it credible either, Burks. I don't find it credible. Okay. Now, after writing the ticket, the officer stood in front of Burks' car, he said. Okay. Burks then went on to say, the cop, he was just standing there and wouldn't move. Okay. Burks then said he asked the cop politely at least twice. Burks said he said, sir, step back, get out the way. And the cop said, you can go around. Okay. Burks said he responded, get your ASS out of the way so I can take my kids to school. That's why y'all underpaid, because y'all act dumb. Okay. Ooh, that's hard right there. Okay. But nevertheless, Burks drove off and apologized to his daughter for the exchange. Now, Burks was probably having a bad day. People have bad days, cops and people get into verbal altercations all the time. You know, cops come somewhere, try to stop people from taking pictures, try to stop people from, you know, doing things that they have a right to do. People get mad and they say, hey, man, you know, get your ASS out of here or get out of here, you know. According to the United States Constitution, you have a right to free speech, okay? And sometimes that free speech may not be pleasant, okay? Okay, cool. He apologized to his daughter for the exchange. No problem. The article goes on to say the Ozark Police Department said Burke's case was no longer a law enforcement matter because the fine had been paid, but did not answer additional questions about the incident. Okay. The article goes on to say Burks appeared in court last month prepared to plead guilty, pay the fine, and put the ordeal behind him. But after he paid the fine, something juicy happened. Okay. The fine was about $211, okay, including a $20 fine as well as service and court fees. Ozark Municipal Court Judge Nicholas Bull told him that he must also write an apology letter to the officer for allegedly having cursed at him, according to a copy of the order shared with NBC News. According to Burks, he declined to write that apology letter, and so would I, okay? The article goes on to say, if he does not submit the letter, if he does not write the apology letter at his next court appearance, which is June 4th coming up, 2024, he will have to serve up to 30 days in jail. Okay? His attorney said. So Burks has hired an attorney for this matter, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. This is crazy. All right? So the cop was offended that the man told him to move his ASS out the way. Now, first and foremost, the cop tried to bait the man into hitting him, okay? Because the cop did not like the encounter that he had with the man. So as the man was leaving in the car, the cop stood in front of the car telling the man to come on, just go, so he can arrest him, okay? It's very shady, very evil and demonic to do that, you know? These people go out trying to bait people to do things to them so they can lock them up. I know they're miserable at night. You know, they go home and sleep upside down. Okay. So this cop tried to bait the man into hitting him because he did not like the encounter. The man told the cop to move his ASS out the way. Now, on top of that, the judge in the case has ordered the man to write an apology letter to the cop. And if the man refuses to write the apology letter to the cop, then the man will face jail time. So saith the crooked judge. Coming straight out of Alabama in this case. Okay? Unsurprisingly. But hold on a sec. Isn't free speech a thing in this country anymore? I mean, I know the United States Constitution is under so much scrutiny, but isn't free speech a thing? These people claim to love the Constitution so much, right? But they want to attack free speech. I'm not rocking with it. I mean, come on, judge. Don't be a party pooper, okay? Talking about some write the cop an apology letter for swearing at him or face jail time. Man, please. I wouldn't write that cop an apology letter if my life depended on it. Even James Bond would pass on that mission. I wouldn't write that cop an apology letter if they paid me in gold bricks and threw in a 2029 Ferrari. I wouldn't write the letter. I wouldn't write that letter. I wouldn't write that cop an apology letter if the alternative was a week-long seminar on the history of Lent. I wouldn't write the letter. I wouldn't write that cop an apology letter if they gave me front row seats to the Super Bowl and backstage passes to meet all of the halftime performers. I wouldn't write the letter. No, sir. You got a better chance of finding Bigfoot. And for everybody talking about, hey, man, just write the letter. Just apologize. Just go on and write the letter, man. For everybody talking about that, that's what they were telling Claudette Colvin to do when she refused to give up her seat on a bus. And notice I didn't say Rosa Parks, I said Claudette Colvin, because Claudette Colvin was the one who actually sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. That's another story. Okay? But I wouldn't write the letter. I wouldn't write jack, diddly squat. I rock with my attorney, and I take this as far as I could go. I'll be on every news outlet and news platform I could. That's just in me. I'll fight to the bone to not write that letter. Real talk. And if he does that, man, may God be with you, bruh. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for your freedoms. Stand up to injustice. Even when that injustice is coming from people who claims to like justice. Jesus is Lord. Peace.